Hello guys, welcome to another Crypto EMC episode. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, why I'm not buying Bitcoin, and what trend you need to be looking at or looking out for, and to make sure that you actually make some money in the coming few weeks. So let's quickly see who we've got live in the room. We've got Renee here. Hello, Andrea. To everybody else joining in live as the stream is starting, hello to you guys. Hope you had an awesome weekend. So I've been hanging on I've been like a broken record for the last, let's cut the music. Let's make sure there isn't any music. I've been a broken record for the last, say, 3 months. Bearish. We did everything we could to try and get in on bullish moves. I mean, we were bullish at all these critical areas, and from this point onwards, no longer bullish. So the market has we've given the market enough time to prove itself as being bullish, and obviously it didn't. Now, I also said this, and just as a quick reminder for anybody that is joining in, I'm not saying it's bear market stuff, guys. When we look at this from a weekly time period, there's divergence, there's everything, but we still have all the way down to go to 31K before we can really start saying bear market. So it's not like it's like that, but we are probably going to be in for a deeper retrace still. So we probably go, my best estimate, 53 as soon as that, and potentially as low as 44. So that makes it very simple. And the reason why I'm expecting lower lows still is because I want to see that the RSI goes and gives us hidden bullish divergence, meaning price goes, if you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a scenario, and we start saying like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just counting them. It's not an Elliott wave count or anything like that. There's a low. I'm expecting that this retrace should not go below this, while the RSI clearly will be, and this will be giving us hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is when price does not make a lower low, but the RSI does, which tells us that there's more. The market basically recoiled, ready to go on higher. Okay, so from a macro point of view, I just wanted to clear that up. But as soon as we go into daily and any of those timeframes, this is bearish, and you need to kind of consider the following things that the market's going to retrace a little bit further. So if you want to be trading, the easiest trade to have is that of a short. Okay, and why am I saying that? I'm not necessarily buying BTC for this reason, is for that matter, that if we know that it's going to, or we expect that it's going to go lower, acting in the market or trading in the market on any spot level just doesn't make sense. The best trade to be had if you're a spot trader is to be in dollars. Okay, simple as that. Now, if we're going to smaller time frames, some 4-hour time frames, I'm kind of looking at the market. And remember what we said last week, Thursday on the final stream, that there's still a CME gap going to be coming our way. Now, before we look at those CME gaps, before we look at these things, let's just quickly take a quick breath and see what's happening in the rest of the world, because it's important that we take that information in there. So in short, today's banking holiday, Canadian, US banking holiday. So expect that there should be low liquidity in the market. We also had, there's going to be a pivot in the interest rates. So if we look at something like the Dixie, I explained to you guys a while ago, be bullish at the bottom of the range, guys. So as long as the Dixie is at the bottom of the range, we're expecting a move to the upside, and that move to the upside will put extreme pressure on BTC. That means I'm going to remain bearish on BTC until that turns around. Now, why? Just as a quick reminder for everybody, when the Dixie is at its low, Bitcoin is at an all-time high. When the Dixie's at highs, Bitcoin's at all-time lows. So as soon as we have a Dixie that's trending up, expect your BTC to do bad. And if Dixie starts selling down, expect your BTC to do well. Now, funny enough, as the Dixie started selling off in October 2022, you can see that the Dixie went down and it started grinding sideways. Now, the sideways grind, we can basically argue, when did that really happen? It started around October 2023. So if you take that back to Bitcoin and we head over to the daily time frame for October 2023, so there's 2024, there is October 2023. When the Dixie started its initiation for sideways move, Bitcoin had its last little push, and then from that point onwards also been kind of trapped sideways. So the fact that all these all these movements are kind of intertwined in each other, means that as soon as we break trend here, we will probably break trend on BTC and everything else. And that's when the market will be in harmony and in alignment. Now, if we look at the stock markets in a further look, and we look at the US 30s, these are all at all-time highs. So from a stock market point of view, these guys are experiencing all-time highs. And Bitcoin itself isn't experiencing all-time highs. So the big question is, who's going to be right? Are we going to have a scenario where Bitcoin is going to now finally catch up? Because Bitcoin is renowned for its insane catch-up scenarios, where when it then catches up and then just runs with it. So, and that means that weekly time frame, I don't want to deter you guys from saying that it's over. There's still that hope and that belief. I just think that the market, in light of all this, needs a little bit more pain. We need to flush a little bit more people out of the market before we can really start moving up stronger. Okay. Now, trading wise, this is a trading channel, a trading stream, a trade for a living podcast. So let's quickly go to a trading time frame, 4 hour, and kind of dissect what BTC is doing. Now, the easiest, simplest way to always start off with is to just switch to the line tool, because it will filter out the noise for you. And all you want to do is you want to start marking out your typical support resistance levels. Now, the easiest way to try and achieve this is just use your eye and look for the area where price tends to turn around a lot. Those would be typical resistance zones. And then in the same way, one can argue that zones where you have price fighting over a specific price point, that would be resistance zones as well. And when we were looking at the market last week, I was saying, if we can get above this, we can sweep a 65, maybe we will continue on higher. We didn't. We stayed at 64, and now we're moving in lower. So we need to start planning in for where the additional support resistance zones could be. Now, one can argue that there was a lot of support for price, resistance. So we need to expect that price will go and try and test that support area. So we've got critical zones that we need to focus now. So let's mark them out. We've got these zones marked out. So I'm expecting that there will be some sort of demand there, and I'm expecting that there will be some sort of a supply there, meaning that in this area, those thinking that the market's going to go down will short the market there profusely. And in this area, those that think the market is going to go up higher, they're going to be going along. So you have that scenario where there's demand and supply currently fighting in the market. Now, let's switch back the candles and let's have a look at what we've got now with all this marked out. So typically, what the market will do is, and you'll find this in a lot of instances, when you have a massive sell-off, let's look at any of these sell-offs, okay? When you have a cluster, that's not a cluster, but I mean, I don't have a real term for this. Some people call it a V reversal. I mean, the market falls, it creates this V and it goes up, whatever you want to call it. But when that happens, typically what will happen in the future is the market will find a reason, an excuse to go test that zone. Be it to continue on higher, be it to, just give you a reaction and then go lower still. And every time you see that, it tells you that you can expect that the market is going to go do that. So because the market it's never unique. It always repeats itself, but it's a rhyme. It's not quite the same thing. It's not quite the same word, So, and that's where the big catch comes out. This is what makes technical analysis work, because if you can just get the rhyme right, and you just need to be patient and wait for. So for me, looking at this, I feel like the market is going to go and surprise us to at least 53 minimum going into this week, maybe into the next week. And when we're there, we have to take it level by level, meaning we cannot start saying, well, 53 and now 44 next, because what if the market surprises you? And I've seen this many times and it starts running. So you need to be bullish in the bull zone or on a support level, and you need to be bearish in a resistance level. And that then means that we can cheat and play the market at both sides. Now, full disclosure, guys, last week's 3 trades I did in the live stream, all 3 of them failed. One thing being able to analyze the markets, another thing being able to trade your analysis. It still means that the market can be spiteful, stop hunts, there's manipulation, there's millions of people and their opinions as well in the market. So it's a tough game. It's a tough game to be in, but you need to be in it. You need to be diligent in order to get that right move when the market decides to hit. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, so now that this is the case, what am I expecting for BTC? Well, the RSIs are clearly on the bearish side of things. So you need to be trading hidden bearish divergence. So you're going to be looking at some of these highs, And your argument would be every time the RSI goes above these highs, you need to go and short that. So there's our first pivot, and any push to the upside that's going to be coming our way now is going to be met with people trying to get in on this supply. So I would imagine that if you really want to try and target a nice area for a short trade, that this would be the supply zone that you need to be looking out for, meaning price will go there. There will be an array of stops there. If it goes above that red line, we've reclaimed the support level. Then it's just going to be what? More chop, because it's typically what the market does. You know, it gives you resistance, gets above resistance level, then chops, 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 goes above it, tricks a lot of people, chops, chops. So we're in a choppy market. It's going to remain choppy. Once this thing quiets down, we'll get to a point where we will be trending. And this is the saving grace, I think, for BTC. If you look at this from a daily point of view, as we are grinding down lower, 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 these candle bodies are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This means that, in short, we are still trending down. We are still moving down, but the market is getting weak from a bearish point of view. Think of it like this. When we were going ballistically bullish, okay, as we're going up, the candles get bigger, bigger, bigger to a point, and then it starts grinding. There's no more momentum. It just sits there. So now we're doing the same thing. We were retracing. There was big moves, bigger moves, but now what are we doing? We're just sitting here. We're not selling off that quickly. We're grinding down slower. So once this is slowing down, once we go to the slowdown, typically then it tells you that there's a little bit of weakness. Now, what else do I have to support this? Well, very simple. As soon as I start looking at Ethereum to the BTC pairing, and I bring in the RSI, you can see that we're getting that scenario where the pivots are turning and we're getting strong bullish divergence. Cardano to the BTC pairing, you know, made a low, made a lower low. We're about to make another lower low. RSI is turning around 1, 2, 3. So it's showing you that the alts have basically reached the rock bottom. There's still room for a little bit of downside. There's still bearish pressure in there, but they're all throwing, except now for XRP is a little bit of an outlier. They're all throwing this bottoming out signals. RSI is turning up, although price is still going down lower. So it tells me that in this next last wave, or in this next sell-off wave that I'm expecting BTC to go through, we're going to have a scenario where your altcoins, your Ethereum to its USD pairing, they're not going to sell off that aggressively anymore, okay? And if we look at the closing price of their pivots, you can see that they're close to, and they're almost at the point where they're going to guarantee us strong bullish divergence. If the sell-off in BTC is weak, as I'm expecting it to be. So it tells me that we can potentially start getting into swing longs for the alts pretty soon. It's just not ready yet. Today, it's not ready yet. This week, not ready yet. Now, news events for the week. Going into the week a little bit later on, you're going to see that there's a lot of red folder news coming in from the US. And probably Friday is going to be a massive day for folder news. So potentially, whatever the trend is going to be established during the next day, today doesn't really count. Let's say tomorrow, we'll probably have that riding all the way till the end of the week. Me saying that I'm thinking it's bearish, meaning that potentially by Friday we should be around the 53s thereabout. That's my idea. Okay, guys, so that's everything from me. I'm going to head over to the Discord now and do an additional market tactics for everybody that's there. We're going to be looking at some more alts, some more trade scenarios, and so forth. Let's just quickly go through the comments. Let's see if there's any questions, anything related. I see something highlighted on the buddy indicator. I'm not going to talk buddy indicator today. Let's see what else. That's it. That's everything for me for today. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for the kind comments from everybody else. See you in the afternoon stream. And for those that's in the Discord, I'm going to drop on now and we're going to do that. Just a quick reminder, I trade on Prime XBT. If you want to support this YouTube channel, support the content that I give, open your Prime account, come trade with me. If you open and fund your trading account today, you can actually go over to the Discord, go to the navigation tab, click on the free trial, and you can actually enter the private side of the Discord at no cost. All compliments of Prime. As simple as signing up, deposit some trading capital, and claiming your deposit, or 1, 2, 3, as simple as that. And then you can trade with me, guys, and take the trades as I take them. And when I lose, you lose with me. It's simple as that. Last week was a bust week for me, in full honesty. Okay, guys, so that's it. Have a lovely day, and chat to you guys later. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.